Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and welcome to Stock to Spaded. In this episode, I'll be showcasing the IPM1. This is a currently ranked 7 battle rating, 11.3 medium/main battle tank in the American Ground Forces tech tree, as currently an optionally unlocked vehicle, sitting in the same folder as the M1 A1, which makes this perfect for Stock to Spaded. With that said, in Stock to Spaded videos, what I like to do is take these through at least 3 matches, the first match being fully stock, second match being about halfway spaded, and the third match being fully spaded, so you can get an idea of how this vehicle plays throughout the spectrum of its modifications and get a good idea of which modifications you might want to pick out for yourself if you decide to grind this thing all the way through. Now with that said, I actually already have the IPM1 completely spaded, so what I'll be doing is retroactively removing all of the modifications for the fully stock video, put about half of them on for the halfway spaded match, and fully spaded I will be of course adding them all on. That way you could see again how this thing functions throughout. Now with that said, you might be wondering to yourself, what's the big difference between this and the M1A1? And the big difference is in the cannon. That's right. The IPM1 has a 105mm M68A1 cannon, which has up to 522mm of armor pen with its M900 shell, whereas the M1A1 has access to a 120mm M256 cannon with up to 598mm of armor pen with its M829A1 APF SDS. Otherwise, you also have a slightly better heat FS with that 120mm gun that has around 80mm more armor pen at max compared to the IPM1. However, the IPM1 does receive the M416 smoke shell, which the 120mm M1A1 lacks. Otherwise, they have the same armor, nearly the same mass. IPM1 is about a half-ton lighter, and that's pretty much it. It's just in gun size. They even have the same reload as of current. So as I said, let's get into a few matches. First match being fully stock, and see what we could do with the IPM1. Let's get into it. So here we are, fully stock with the IPM1, and as you can see, all that I have is the heat FS, which is probably not going to do all too well, but we might have some enemies coming through here, who knows. Regardless, so this vehicle is pretty damn quick, even without the any sort of mobility upgrades. It can actually still move pretty damn well, and that's because it still has, I think, like 1350 or so horsepower, which when combined with its weight, I think it's around 57 tons if I'm not mistaken, really isn't bad. You know, I mean, like, the only thing that kind of sucks ultimately, I am chasing dragons here. This is not good. I should not be doing this, but I will be, just because I let this guy get by. And we have ourselves the autoloader, the horizontal turret drive, the gunner, all of that. We can't snatch a kill because, unfortunately, heat FS really sucks. Oh my goodness. So that's one thing that you're going to notice with this thing. It's, one, it doesn't have the best heat FS. I mean, Russian heat FS tends to be a lot better. Really, heat FS, for the most part, gains strength proportionate to the size of the round. Being that this is only a 105mm round, you're not really looking at all that much strength from it. It's only got 400mm. I think the Russian equivalent has like 500 or 520mm of pen, and the 120mm American heat FS is something like 480mm of pen, and it also has a larger explosive for, I mean, it's just a whole bunch, right? So 105 heat FS, it's really, I hate trees. It has no place, you know, at this BR, but here we are. So I think we have an enemy over here. But as you could probably see again, like I was saying, the overall mobility on this vehicle is pretty good. Not absolutely amazing, fully stock, but it is still very good, actually. I'll say that. It's not even pretty good. It's very good. The charge reverse rate is fantastic. And again, this is all stock figures. Ooh, that's not good. Didn't get the kill because heat FS, man. I should not be out here exposing my flank like this, but it is what it is. Oh, thank goodness. So I'm going to go run and hide now. Although, you know what? I think we have that 2S38 still here somewhere, but I'm just going to skedoodle. But in general, I mean, like, this thing has the same exact reload, unfortunately, the same exact reload as what you'd find on the M1 A1, right? Like, it's 5 seconds at best. I've got, I think, 5.3 seconds because this is an expert crew, but it's you know, you're not really getting any better of a reload or any worse of a reload. Oh, geez. And there's that ERA, man. Okay, we have a second shot here. I'm going to try to take out that turret. Okay, we got the cannon breach. That's what we need. And that's the thing. With Heat FS, you really need to make sure that you are going for those weak spots. Basically removing their capability to make war. Because ultimately, if you can't do that, then you're going to end up dying quite a bit. But as you can see here, I mean, we just have tons of shots against this guy. And you pretty much have to go against the unarmored portions of that turret. It's terrible. Like, right now, I have 9 shells left, and I have, like, what, 3 kills and a base cap? I mean, it's a pretty good match, but this is exactly what I want to show you guys when it comes to stock to spaded videos. All the strengths, all the weaknesses, and everything in between. And this thing, fully stock, the Heat FS, man, it has just a ton of weaknesses. I'm going to die here. What I can tell you guys is this, right off the bat, is that this vehicle, it's a good vehicle, but I think the cannon is the problem with it. It has better armor than people probably lead you to believe, but the fact that it's a 105mm cannon with no discernible benefits over the M1A1 at its same BR, like the stock M1A1 is much better. So with that said, let's get into the halfway spaded match, see what we could do. I'm going to equip the lower level APF SDS. Hopefully that should fix some things. But as you could see, I mean, like, having that Heat FS is just such a drag on this thing. It's so bad, especially when you're fighting so many Russian tanks that are equipped with ERA that just totally negate anything that you can do with your Heat FS. But that said, enough complaining. Let's get into the halfway spaded with the IPM1. So here we are about halfway spaded with the IPM1, and as you can see, I have an APF SDS. However, it is the M833. Now you might be wondering to yourself, well, why are you choosing the M833 when you could just choose the M900? And the reason is that most people are going to go for the M833 before they get the M900. I mean, how many people realistically are going to just kind of use the the Heat FS while they, like, the entire way through while they grind for the M900? Gosh darn it, that was terrible. That was terrible. Hopefully he doesn't shoot me. But he does. And we have ourselves a kill. Lucky me. But the M833, I mean, at least it can shoot through, you know, armor. Composite armor specifically. Because the Heat FS struggles with that big time. But if you guys didn't know, I also have Gen 1 thermals. I'm not going to be using those all too much, probably. Simply because they're not all that good. And, of course, we have the engine upgrade. So let's keep on pushing. Okay, I know this guy's there. I just saw his track. Are you serious? Is he gonna push out? Try to get me? Oh, that would be so rich. There we go. We got the track. That's what I wanted. Okay, we got the engine transmission. Can I shoot through more? I might. Oh, why'd you do that, buddy? And we're going to move up. So as you can see, I mean, like, just from looking at it, it's not all too bad. Like, this is not the worst APF SDS in the game. However, at this BR, it is definitely substandard. You're not really going to be able to pen through all too much. Especially if you're looking at the front of a vehicle. Okay, you really want to kind of mosey this one on in. And hope that we can get ourselves a kill. Got very lucky there as well. And we also have a bunch of enemies coming up from over there. So I'm going to go ahead and smoke and hope no one sees me. Oh, finally. Not finally. Just when I think I can actually get some, like a side kill from over there, it just goes right through and doesn't want me to actually get the kill. But, I mean, not bad. Like, if you can flank, which you should be able to with an M1, they are pretty quick. The IPM1, I would almost kind of say especially, is just a relatively quick vehicle that you should be able to kind of flank and actually be able to pen the sides of most vehicles with. Even if you are just using the M833, which, again, I'm not going to say it's, like, terrible, because APF SDS of any type, for the most part, is going to be better than Heat FS, but it's obviously still kind of subpar, especially considering how much better the M900 is. Okay, we just saw an enemy coming up over there. He's going to be popping up over to my left, probably. Unless he just got killed, which he very well might have. So, with that being said, I mean, as I'm sure... Oh my goodness gracious! He's got SPAA'd. So let's just go ahead and respawn and kind of finish up this halfway spaded match. But, as I was about to say, basically, when it comes to all these videos, when it comes to, like, stock to spaded, especially, you know, and also reviews, but stock to spaded because I do live commentary over the gameplay, I try to give you guys as real of a view as possible. I think I probably already mentioned that in the first match, but it's just because I like to kind of show you guys the real, so to speak, not just some phony baloney Maloney. So we're going to keep on pushing on here. Hope that I don't get killed by some phantom person behind us. That 2S6 is really laying down the hate. Got the engine, radiator, all that jazz. Oh, we are not shooting much. Is he still moving? And we have ourselves the kill, finally. Thank goodness. But my assessment of this vehicle, halfway spaded, it's obviously much more combat ready because of the APF SDS, but the APF SDS isn't fantastic in and of itself, the M833. It could be a lot better, which is, again, where the M900 steps in. And I feel like once I get the M900, it's going to be like a big weight off my shoulders. But again, I'm going to echo exactly what I said in the first match. This vehicle, it just doesn't feel necessary to get. You know, like, it doesn't feel like a bad thing, but it just doesn't feel like, you know, oh, man, I'm so glad I got it. This is a game changer for me. It's not one of those vehicles at all. It's just the M1A1 is a better vehicle, in my opinion, and I feel like this kind of reflects it. I mean, again, granted that this stays the same BR as the M1A1. If it changes BRs, then maybe it'll be a bit different. Okay. Oh, good. We keep getting these transmission shots, man. Woo! CTZ96AP, very nice. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, where's the enemy team? If I could find them, I would kind of go away from their base. But, ultimately, long story short, this match has gone on for probably a bit too long at this point. I like this vehicle, I really do, and I feel like it's a great vehicle to fill out your M1 Abrams lineup with, but it is, at least thus far, not at all necessary so long as it keeps the same PR as the M1A1. Let's get into the fully spaded match. So here we are, fully spaded with the IPM1, and I'll just say this, I mean, yeah, if you're going to fill out your tech tree with, or like your lineup with Abrams, yeah, this is actually a perfectly serviceable vehicle in that regard. However, so long as it stays the same BR as the M1A1, I just don't see it being superior at all. This just kind of seems like an inferior tank to it. Now, if this dropped to 11.0, you might be able to make an argument for it, but otherwise it just kind of feels like, really, that is impervious, huh? Otherwise, it just kind of feels like this vehicle is a lineup filler, and that's pretty much it. Now, thankfully, it does have, like, because this is a foldered vehicle, so to speak, it only costs about half as much RP as it otherwise would. Do we have an enemy? Oh, he definitely knows I'm here. So, we're going to do that, and... Oh, buddy! There's that nice, low reload time. I love it. It was versus a 2S38 and a BMP-2M. But as I was basically saying, this vehicle, while good, don't get me wrong, if it was switched around and the IPM1 was the main vehicle and the M1 A1 was the foldered vehicle, then I'd say, like, you know what, get the M1 A1. But this vehicle, it's just not, in my opinion, worth it. It's a very good vehicle in its own right, but unless, like, again, you're going to fill out your tech tree with this vehicle, it just doesn't, it's not like a necessary vehicle. This is not a necessary stop on your way towards grinding through the American ground tech tree. Now, again, is it worthless? No, not by any means. Do we have an enemy there? He knows I'm here. Come on, man. Okay, and boom! We got another kill. Like, it's just not one of those vehicles that I feel like is, in general, necessarily worth a ton. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Okay, he's got a chaparral or something. Whoop. Okay. We are going to move up, and we got the kill. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was a bigger concern than it actually was. We have an enemy here. Hopefully I don't get killed on the way. Okay, I was hit by... Okay. Horizontal turret drive, and we got the track. Can we get the kill? And we can. Also, if you guys don't know, I do have the M900, which is very nice. 522 millimeters of armor pen, which has been very, very good to me thus far this match. But I'm also in a down tier. So, I mean, I don't know if that's worth anything to you guys. But, yeah, I am in a bit of a down tier here. We do have, it looks like SPAA over there. But I am probably going to go crest this hill so I can go take out these enemies. They're trying to kill my allies. Okay, we have ourselves a kill there. And a kill there. And no kill there, but we have ourselves some damage. That works for me. Let's keep on moving up. I'm going to have to reload. Hopefully this tree doesn't stay in my way. But, yeah, I mean, in general, this is a very good vehicle. I can't really complain. Let's just go ahead and, I guess, respawn. You already saw me get 1 base cap and 8 kills. So, pretty good match thus far. But, yeah, in general, I like it. I really like the IPM1. In fact, this used to be, back when BRs were a bit different, this used to be my favorite M1 Abrams variant in the game. I mean, it was just special to me. But now that it's the same BR as the M1 Abrams, I just kind of feel like, again, may as well just use the standard Abrams, so, or the standard M1A1. Let's go see if we can get ourselves a kill. Hopefully we can. We're going to go from this side. You know, whatever happens, happens at this point in the match. I don't really care, because I've already done well enough. That's the way I look at it. Like, you can't be upset about a game. You know, it's just, it's silly to me. I used to get, like, flaming pissed about, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop some smokes. I used to get so pissed about, Call of Duty, back when I used to play it. It was just this, we got an assist. It was just this, I was a terror. I'd be like, you know, it makes no sense. You know, it's just, you're just getting yourself upset, raising your blood pressure. And, you know, you're really going nowhere. You're just being an angry person. Then you start saying mean stuff in chat that makes no sense. You know, I used to call out my own teams back when I used to play Call of Duty. Like, I remember one night, I probably already said this story before. I remember one night I had 4 nukes in Modern Warfare 2 in a row. Or, not in a row, but in one night. And then, in that same night, I had 2 of those were in a row. And I mean, like, I was competitive, you know? I think I've had 2 nukes in a day, maybe, in War Thunder. Whether I was able to drop them or not, I'm not sure. But I think it was like 2 in a day, or like 2 in 2 days. So still, I mean, I'm still bringing that level of heat, hopefully, but just without the anger. Or, not the anger, but like that level of, I don't want to use the word toxic, because toxic, that word has been co-opted by actually toxic people. But, yeah, anyways. Stories aside, yeah, I mean, I'll recommend this, again, for people who want a good lineup filler. But that's pretty much it. It's not a necessary vehicle by any means. It's a great vehicle in its own right, but by no means is it something that I feel like most people are going to be like, oh man, I'm so glad I got this. This is a game changer. Because it's not. And it never will be. At least not in its current state. Anyways, I just got killed by a GB500. So that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.